and keep trucking on. Oh man, it's gonna be really cool when we get up to like rank 40 or something. Then I can show you some of the real bullshit. And the real reason why we got that challenge rift. Ah, so here, see this? Wave of light? It's a bell! It's a bell! You summon a bell from the skies, bong! And it does so much goddamn damage. I love it. It's like bell, bell, bell. Great. Actually works with Cyclone Strike, because Cyclone Strike is like a vacuum. It pulls in enemies. So you do like Cyclone, pull enemies in, and then you bell and hit everything. The problem there is that both Cyclone Strike and Wave of Light are spenders. That is a bit of a problem. Because you kind of don't want to have like 2 spenders at the same time that you sort of have to juggle your resource management with. No, the one I have is better. You kind of just want to focus on the one. Boom. Thank you. So, what's better? Well, I'm gonna say, once I start using the generator that hits everything around me, Cyclone Strike is probably gonna be better. It's just not a skill that's as fun to use as just dumping down big bells on enemies. Dumping down big bells on enemies is very fun. It's very enjoyable. It gives you a sense of pride and accomplishment. So we're gonna use one spender here one Cyclone Strike to pull everything in. And then we dong. Pull everything in and dong. But I would prefer to just do 2 dongs. I would prefer 2 dongs. You can quote me on that. If I had to choose between a suck or 2 dongs, I'm always gonna choose the 2 dongs. And how dare you? How dare you even consider the suck? No, that's not right. Ah, that's better. Not better than my legendary, but better than my other one. Anyway. We're moving on. We're moving on. Onward and upward. So, currently the game is sort of like running at a sort of calm and leisurely pace. It's not slow by any means. Diablo is not a slow game. Everything's moving fast. But compared to what the game is going to look like when you hit rank 70 and you start getting that endgame gear, this is very comprehensible. You can see what I'm doing. You can see which enemies I'm targeting. You can see which skills I'm using. You are not going to be able to see that. Not in like the very, very end game. The entire screen is just gonna be a mess of effects, and I'm just gonna be darting around so fast that you, like, as a viewer, if you're not a player yourself, you're just not gonna understand what's even happening on the screen. But when you are a player and you sort of get into the game, everything, like, all the controls are so sharp in this game that even though it's so frantic and there's so much stuff happening at the same time, like constantly, you do feel very much in control of your actions. It's not like just, you know, you're button mashing and hoping for the best. No, you see the enemies in your peripheral vision. You time your skills and your cooldowns to do them expert dodges. Oh yeah. You not even like bat your eye. It's like, oh yeah, of course I saw that thing in time and waited until the exact moment that he was gonna hit, and then I did my dash. and then dash back in, right? Stuff like that. Ooh, another legendary. How about that? Good thing we just bumped the difficulty up to expert, because now things are gonna get even easier. That is, I think, the Demon Hunters. That was called Demon Slayer. Monster Hunter, because, you know, it's a reference to the game Monster Hunter. It's exactly what it is. Because it looks like a weapon from Monster Hunter. That's kind of cool, right? So, yeah. Huge damage increase again. Another sort of like 40% bump to my damage. Which is great. And we're doing the suck and the dong. Suck and dong. Nick is sucking dong all day long. Stop saying that I'm sucking dong. Stop quoting me on that. That's not what I said. You know it's not what I said. Don't quote me. Alright. Don't tell Anna. That's the most important one. Don't tell Anna that Nick is spending all day sucking dong. She wouldn't like to hear it. No. 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 That's between me and you. That's our little secret. Yum. Yum? Why did I say yum? Alright. Alright. Back to business. Back to business. So, like you see, I'm not killing everything. I'm skipping a lot of enemies. That's also something that, like, you eventually start doing when you play games like these, okay? The first, I'm gonna say, 1,000 hours or so, you are going to be, like, 100% clearing everything. And, like, make a point out of, like, always taking out 100% of all enemies on every level. But, I don't know. Once you try to sort of take your game to the next level and maybe try to be a bit competitive, you want to end up on the leaderboards and shit for a season. I've been on the leaderboards a couple of times. Never particularly high. Maybe like top 200 or something. But I have been on the leaderboards like 2 or 3 seasons. But I'm not actually like a competitive Diablo player. I just wanted to take it seriously for like a couple of seasons. But in so doing, you gotta have to start, you know, giving up on some of those almost childish ways of playing the game, I guess, and instead just go for maximum efficiency. Because other people are gonna be going for maximum efficiency, and if you're not doing it, you're gonna spend the entire season playing catch up to the people who are playing the game correctly, which you're not doing. Alright, we're rank 16. That means I can use the loot socks. They're much better than the ones I'm using. But they don't really start to shine until you get the Mystic Ally skill, obviously, because they bump the Mystic Ally skill. So it's a bit weird that you can get the loot socks that early, even though their associated skill comes later. Oh well, it is what it is. Now we can use them. Yep. All green, all good, all improvements. Yep. There we go. But they get really good once you get the Mystic Ally. The Mystic Ally is just like sort of like another follower that you get. It's a skill. You have another guy running around with you, like a ghost. Doesn't cost any resources. It's just a passive skill. He's just there, fighting alongside you. And it also gives you a constant sort of passive buff. Depending on which rune you put on, you get different allies. There's like the wind ally and the fire ally and the water ally, stuff like that. And they all give different buffs. And obviously, since like the monk in particular, a lot of his issues come from resource management. As you can see with, like, for example, the Wave of Light. It just eats resources. Absolutely eats them. So when you play monk, you kind of almost always feel like you never have enough spirit. If you play, for example, like a wizard, you have mana for days. Resource is not a problem. It's not an issue. It's never going to be an issue. But with monk, it kind of is. So any sort of skill or item that increases your resource generation is premium for a monk. Especially when you're sort of like running in the early parts of the season and you have sort of a jank build. You don't have all the right items yet, so you're sort of mishmashing different pieces together. And just trying to make the build work. At that stage of the game in particular, you really want to have good resource generation. So having the mystic ally, the air ally in particular, is the ally that gives you a passive bonus to your resource generation. You sort of generate more spirit. And the loot sock means you have 2 allies instead of 1, and that does indeed mean that the passive effect is double. So you get double the bonus from your mystic ally. And that's great! That's great! It's gonna help you a lot. And then you're gonna be like, but wait, Nick, you're gonna be like level 70. Are you really gonna use a level 16 item just for like the effect it gives you? And the answer is not exactly. Reaper of Souls introduced another thing to the game that didn't exist previously, and that is well, they brought back the Horadric Cube, kind of, from Diablo II, but they sort of like, that's better. They sort of like reimagined what it did. So one of the things you can do now is you can take 3 legendaries, 1 piece of jewelry, 1 piece of armor, and 1 weapon, and you can add them as like permanent passives. So I can just take these loot socks once I'm rank 70, and I can put them in the cube, and then I get the effect from the loot socks without having to wear the loot socks. Isn't that great? Yeah, that's great. So the Rift Guardians are sometimes like various versions of like bosses in the game, and sometimes various versions of like just big enemies in the game. Cold Snap here is like a repurposed version of Iswal, who's in both Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. A fallen angel who turned evil and whatnot. And he has all the cold skills. It's kind of annoying because he's just constantly freezing you. But we got through him. And we got a new crossbow for our follower. Boom! Yes, a gift for you. You know what? You can have a ring as well. 'Cause I know, right? I'm very kind to you. Very kind. Shabam! Alright. We're moving up. We're moving up towards 70. Now we're rank 18. Now, can we start crafting some interesting things? Yes, we can. Look at that. Now we can make mostly yellow things. And weapons, I'm just gonna go with these ones for now. But we can craft, let's see, yellow gloves. They're gonna be better than the gloves I'm using. Oh yeah, way better. And I think I'm fine with everything else. I don't think I need to I've had some good luck. Some good luck. Now, here we go. Wave the 100 Fists? Nah, not for now. So, we're gonna get Crippling Wave with a rune. That's cool. Wave of Light. Yeah. Yeah, I'll keep it. Cyclone Strike, not a rune. 7-sided Strike is fun. It's just not very good yet. Because you need a lot of like cooldown and stuff for that actually to be worth it. Dashing strike, I'm just gonna keep on using dashing strike because I love having a mobility skill. And that's about it for that. And you know, we just gotta dive in. We gotta dive back in. So I was talking about the Herodic Cube before, right? Yeah, Zoltan. He wants us to find that. We're gonna do that. Here's how you do that. You go to Act 3. And you go to the Ruins of Secheron. Boom. That's how you do it. And I know that there is a bounty here. But I'm not sure I'm gonna do the bounty. Because if I'm gonna do the bounty, then I'm gonna want to do like all 5 bounties on all 5 acts. But that's not really what I'm here for. Obviously, if we get a chance, we're gonna go for the treasure goblin. And you see what these little assholes do? They just run in and force you to deal with so much bullshit. Just hunting down the goblin because they're on a timer. If you don't kill the goblin fast enough, he's just gonna escape. You don't want that because then you don't get the goblin treasures. The goblins have good drops. Boom, boom, boom. You want all of them goblin drops. Especially if it's like in the early game, there are goblins who can give you gems. Goblins who can give you gold. Look at that. My first gem. An emerald. In the helm, it gives more gold find. That's not what I want. I want to find a ruby. Yeah. I want to find a ruby. Because that gives bonus EXP. Hey, look at that. Rank 20. You know what that means? That means I can now have 2 passive skills at the same time. Which is awesome! I also got a passive skill. A mantra. That's pretty juicy. The mantra makes it so that I get just some sort of passive ability. And since the monk is a support character, the monk mantra will affect the entire party. So obviously, if you run with an entire party, that's good. If you have several monks in the party, you can talk it over. Make sure you're not both using the same mantra. And because they don't stack that way. You can only have like 1 of each. But you can run 4 monks. And you can have all 4 different mantras in play at the same time. Right? So long as you just make sure that you each carry 1. Yeah. So I decided to do the bounty anyway. So now we have to slay all these guys. And then we have to fight all of them at the same time. Now what happens when I hit 100 kills? I wonder. For this kill streak bonus.
I will not do that.
Aw, shit. And then I have to fight their ghosts. Come on. It's getting ridiculous, guys. I was tired of that guy shooting snow globes at me. So it's already getting a bit sort of like a bit of a clusterfuck here, right? You ain't seen nothing yet. No, things are gonna get messy on the screen. They're gonna get messy and dirty and poopy. Nah, not poopy. Man, just compare this to the fucking shitty clusterfuck that was Warhammer Chaos Bane. Oh my god, I played that on this channel. I went through that. God damn, that is the biggest disappointment of 2019. an ARPG that touted itself that it was gonna be like just like the Diablo killer, and it was a scam. It was a scam. Those developers are like I can't call them anything else than just scam artists. Because that game is like, it feels like it's an alpha, basically. There's so little content in that game. Like, you've seen me play here for like a good hour and a half at this point. And I don't think you've seen like the same assets twice. And this is still just a fraction of like just everything that's in this game. Whereas Warhammer Chaos Bane, at this point, you would probably have seen them reuse the same tile set about 5 times. Because every act only has 2 tile sets. Which is, it's almost criminal. Did you know that they charged for the so-called Magnus edition of that game? They charged like $79.99. And if you look at this channel, I played through like the entire campaign in 4 hours. And in those 4 hours, I got to see like maybe 7 different tile sets. And that's it. That's all there was in the game. 7 tile sets. And like 4 bosses. And just every sort of mini boss was the same. And they just reskinned it. And we did the classic thing they do as well when you try to scam someone. Which is like they front load the game with all the good stuff. So the first hour or so is like the strongest point of the game. Or just like, yeah, about that, about the first hour. And then it just starts going downhill. Because that's how you get like reviewers, right? That's how you trick them. Because they're not gonna play through the entire game. They're gonna play through like the first portion of it, and then they're gonna write their review, because they are busy people. They cannot be expected to put that many hours into it just to write like a little 1-page review or whatnot. They gotta be time efficient too. Yeah, they gotta play Diablo the right way. No, Warhammer Chaos Bane. So if you want to scam someone out of a lot of money, make a lot of big promises, and you make a really solid sort of first hour of the game, and then you sort of like just don't do anything else, and then you can just call it a day. Oh yeah, also put the Warhammer name on it, put the Games Workshop license on it, because I'm sad to say that Warhammer fans, and I get it, like I played Warhammer growing up, right? I played Warhammer Quest and Hero Quest, stuff like that. I played Blood Bowl. I played Warhammer Fantasy. I played Warhammer 40k. I fucking love Tyranids. I sat there. I painted the miniatures. I did all the things, and I've played so many of like the various games that's come out as well. Fucking Shadow of the Horned Rat. You're probably too young to even know that game exists, but I play that game. And man, Warhammer fans are so starved for good content. We really just want, just give us something that's not shit, and we'll take it. Because there are so many bad Warhammer games. And the reason why there's so many bad Warhammer games is because Games Workshop are money-hungry demons. They have a demon living in their basement, and the only thing that keeps him alive is money. They have to constantly feed money to the basement demon, or like they won't live forever. So they constantly have to come up with new ways of getting money. They gotta get all the money, all of your money, all of my money. There's some money on the ground. Go eat that money. That's Games Workshop for you. Oh, sweet. I'm gonna get such a massive win streak here. I hope. I hope I can kill these people fast enough to get the win streak that I want. We'll see. I don't do enough damage yet. But yeah, just playing Games Workshop stuff, it's all the money in the world. It's so expensive. It's like the most expensive hobby you could possibly have. Just buying all of those miniatures, and you gotta buy the official Games Workshop paints. Can't just buy your normal arts and crafts paints. Nah, man. No, it's gotta be the Games Workshop paints. And it's like, oh, every single class has its own sort of like 200-page rule book. Oh, you gotta buy that. Oh, armies? Nah, man. Armies don't like sort of just, you gotta buy every single individual little... And then you gotta buy this thing. Oh, and you gotta buy this thing. And you also gotta buy this thing. So, oh, Kanai's cube. That's what it's called in this game. Ha ha ha. That's Kanai. He's a barbarian. He's dead now. But he had a cube.
Nice cube. Excellent.
Yeah.
You and I will do great things with
Now
this,
we have the cube. Ho 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 ho.
The cube was used by my
So, since Games Workshop,
their most complex rituals.
since they just need money, all of it. They need more money. Yeah, give them money. Give them your money. Give them your money now. All of it. Give them more money. Here's the cube. Here's where you can like slot things in to be with you forever. Legendary powers. See? Extracting legendary powers and reforging legendaries and upgrading rare items. So many good things you can do here. This is great. We're going to use this for a lot of things. It's very important to get that. So we should get that before we're level 70. It's important. But yeah, since they need to have all the money. All of it. What they do also is that they will just sell that license to whoever wants to give them even just a teeny tiny little bit money. They will sell that license to you, and you can just make whatever sort of shit game you want and just splash that Warhammer license on it. Games Workshop, they don't fucking care. They don't care about the integrity of their product. Of their name. Nah, man. You know what they care about? They care about your money. They want it. Nah, man, they want it. They just want it. They gotta feed it to the basement demon, remember? Or he will eat their souls. I think that's how it works. Let's see. I got this emerald. Gives me more dexterity. That's good, because that means more damage, because I'm a monk. Holy shit, I think I have to sort of like reset the game, because look at this. That's a visual bug. Huh, how about that? But look, what I can do at my jeweler. I can upgrade my rubies. I have 2 of these. And now we have flawless ruby. Insert my helm, gives plus 15% experience. And with Yorick's crown, and an additional 78% of that. So what's 78% of 15%? I don't know. Don't come at me with that math. This game will do the math for me. Bonus XP 26%. How about that? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. New passive. Look at that. More spirit generation. Yeah, that's good. So we can do more bells. Got 3 mantras. Damn, we got a lot of level ups. Okay. Mantra of Salvation is good for now. That's fine. And there we go. Mystic Ally. As it is right now, all it is just, he just fights with you. Then Water Ally. Yeah, he slows enemies. Fire Ally. He increases your damage. Air Ally. Increased spirit generation. That's the one. That's what we want. But even just without the rune, because I have the loot socks on, it's 2 mystic allies instead of 1, which is actually like just really, really good. It's really good. Need blinding speed on that stuff. Explosive light. Yeah, sure, whatever. We'll take that. And these. Anything new here? Crippling Wave. We have Mangle. That's increased damage and fire damage. Enemies deal reduced damage. No, we want more damage. Yeah, I want more damage. Okay. So I'm just gonna restart the game to get rid of this visual bug. Probably not even have to restart the game. I'm just gonna jump back in. And maybe at this point I'll even bump it up again in difficulty. Yeah. So anyway, they want all the money, and they're willing to just sell the license to anyone who wants to buy it.